I have never seen a day come that I am seeing a movie is worse than Norm of the North. Robert De Niro and Zac Efron. I am saying it in the closer way. Don't you ever do these type of movie ever again. Oh my freaking god. Not just we got the Brothers Grimsby, and now I got this movie? Unbelievable. Howdy hey partners, my name is NH3 Lounge Show, and welcome to my very first review for Lionsgate month, which this month is all about Lionsgate and Spider-Man. So, maybe I could do my Spider-Man review next week, so stay tuned for that. So anyway, today I am doing, oh my god, I honestly don't want to talk about this freaking movie. Because this movie is so freaking bad that I just want to get rid of this film out of my misery. I don't give a whack. I'm just taking this film way too seriously, but I don't care because this movie should deserve like an NC-17 rating instead of the freaking odd rating. I don't give a darn this movie is a raunchy comedy movie, but this is not how you do it. I would have watched Sausage Party over this because it was bad enough that we got Sausage Party, which I enjoyed Sausage Party. And now I got this movie. Well, this movie came way before Sausage Party, but hey, I was just saying, So, I'll probably you guys remember when I said that Norman North was my worst movie of 2016, but not until on my live stream a couple of days ago that people was talking about this movie, and I was like, what the fridge is Dirty Grandpa? And I was like, oh shoot, is that movie starring Robert De Niro and Zac Efron? Let's hope these gentlemen won't do these type of movie ever again, and Robert De Niro will be ashamed of yourself. Anyway, guys, today I am doing a biggest rant because this movie don't deserve my movie rant. It deserves like a biggest rant because this might be the most angriest rage I am going to do for a very long time. So today I am doing a biggest rant to one of the worst comedy movie I have ever seen in my life. Yup, even worse than disaster movie because this film make disaster movie look like Deadpool comparison because I would watch Deadpool a lot better comedy movie instead of watching these movie about, you know what, I ain't gonna say because I'm gonna get myself demonetized. So I am doing a biggest rant to one of the worst Robert De Niro and Zac Efron movie because this film is making me appreciate the Lorax even more, which is none than Dirty Grandpa. So it was bad enough that Zac Efron wasn't a generic character in the Lorax, but I gotta say this right now, Ted Wiggin is way better in this freaking movie. And of course, he was in that Scoob as Fred Jones. But I gotta say this right now, Zac Efron, at least he did okay as Fred Jones. But I think his character in this movie is the worst performance to date. So I am doing the biggest rant on Dirty Grandpa, which is a raunchy comedy movie about a elderly man named Kelly. Kelly, which is a weird name for your characters. After his wife passed away, he decided to grab Zac Efron character named Jason, his grandson, to a Daytona Beach and starting to date these college students. That is beyond disgusting. That is so freaking beyond disgusting. Like, I rather watch Deadpool instead of watching these movies about a 70-year-old man dating these college students. Let's get to it before I get vomit. Anyway, Dirty Grandpa is a 2016 American comedy movie because this film is not freaking funny at all because this film is offensive to Florida. About a lawyer who drive his grandfather to Florida during the spring break. The film was directed by Dan and written by John. And this film started Robert De Niro and Zac Efron as the leading role, and starting some of the cast who was in a supporting role. And this movie came out the exact same month as Norman North. Yeah, no wonder that, because January was the worst month of 2016, because it was a pretty bad month for 2016 movie. Like, come on, we got Wild One 2, we got Norman North, and of course you got Dirty Grandpa. Because I was way back then, I was not trusting on January movie. But after I saw Scary Movie, no. Honestly, not until I saw like Scream 5. Yeah, Scream 5. Scream 5, it would prove that January movie could work. But I seriously doubt that. So ever since this movie came out, this movie got panned by critic. It got panned for the audience. This movie got a 10%. 10%, that's even worse than Norman North, because this movie makes Norman North look like masterpiece over this. And of course, this movie got a 44% for the audience. Flame disgusting. And of course, this movie got a 5.9 out of 10 on IMDb. And this movie got one of the worst rating for Robert De Niro comedy movie, which is a 21%. Whoever directed this movie, they deserve like a talk, because this movie is absolutely a no-no. And of course, this film was a box office success. Are you telling me that you've seen a comedy movie about a 70-year-old man dating these college students, and that this film got a box office success? If I say a lot of time, I'm gonna get myself demonetized, and my parents ain't gonna like this video, which I am sorry, but this video had to be done. This video had to be done because I'm 24, I'm gonna be 25, so of course I gotta talk about these movies that people haven't heard of, which I am so glad people haven't heard about this movie, and don't even tell me. I will be posting a post and say, hey, have you seen this movie? And I would be like, no. I'm probably people don't even give a crap. And second of all, I think this movie is absolutely garbage, disgusting, make me want to vomit, just like the Red Venture for Ice Cream Man, etc. Dirty Grandpa was a box office success, grossing around $94 million to $105 million worldwide, and having a $11.5 million to $25 million for a budget. And why is widely panned by critic? The film low production costs made it as a profit commercial hit for Lionsgate. I'm so happy that Lionsgate got the win, but seriously? Dirty Grandpa is a box office success because of the concept is very beyond disgusting. Yeah, no wonder John Wick fan and mature absolutely despise this movie so much, and I don't blame them, because this movie is a crime against humanity, and this movie deserves to be banned. And as official, at Hicksville, we are banning this movie. We are freaking banning this movie because we do not want this movie until the end of times. Alright, and of course, let me check. This movie got a Razzie nomination. Oh yeah, this movie got a nomination. It got a nomination for Worst Picture, Worst Actor, which is Robert De Niro, Worst Supporting Actress, which is the two girls, and of course, Worst Screenplay. And of course, it was win for what? Best Comedy Posters. These posters are absolutely disgusting. It did not deserve to win for best comedy poster. It deserved to win for Worst Picture. I cannot believe this film didn't win anything. Instead, they're gonna give us to Batman v Superman. Well, no offense, even I think Batman v Superman is a bad movie, but it is no near as bad as much as Dirty Grandpa. I gotta say it right now, I would watch Batman v Superman. It's way more tolerable than watching this freaking movie any day. Oh my god, I cannot believe it's been 10 years since this movie came out, and I have never liked this movie. Not ever since I watched this movie for the Think About. Yeah. I'm very sorry, everyone. It's just too close nonsense I had to do on a daily basis. But don't worry, I ain't gonna cut that part out because this director don't deserve my appreciation. Anyway, I cannot believe it's been 10 years since this movie came out. Like, who in the white mind, who in the sunny side, who in the Bonnie room want to see a movie about a 70-year-old man dating these college students at a, what's that beach called? A Batona Beach. Batona Beach. Yeah, and this movie got way too much ratio, and oh my god, I am so glad this movie got too much ratio. Like, this film freaking deserve it because this film is beyond disgusting, make me want to vomit, and I want to ban this movie out into this humanity. Anyway, so, yeah, what do I think about this movie after 10 years? It did not change one bit. This movie is just as bad than I thought it was. I thought this movie is going to be like a stupidity, hilariosity, bad comedy movie, but I didn't even laugh with this movie. Like, how on earth you going to make a comedy movie so bad that you didn't make me laugh? Like, you got to make me laugh while you want me to laugh about the jokes. So, yeah, frick this movie. Anyway, guys, so do I have any positive I like in this movie? No, frick no. Not even Zac Efron saved the movie one bit. Yeah, I do not have any good thing about this movie, and this might be one of the worst rating I ever give for a comedy movie since a disaster movie. It was bad enough to get a disaster movie, but this, I think this movie wasn't a disaster movie. This movie made disaster movie look like Ted and Deadpool and even Forgetting Shaw Marshall look like masterpiece over this. Like, if you want to watch a lot better comedy movie, just go watch Ted. Ted is way better watching comedy movie because, in yeah, sure, that movie got some disgusting, like, sucking in that of chocolate balls, which I know that's beyond disgusting. But at least Ted got some much better concept, much better character development, and at least that movie has some heart. But this movie does not, because this movie was just basically like shock view. Like, oh my goodness, why is Robert De Niro doing it? He's a pedophile. Oh my god. Well, you're absolutely true. Like, he is absolutely a pedophile, and I will get to that here in just a moment. My god. Anyway, guys, so, yeah, in this movie, make Grandpa look bad. Like, this film is offensive to Grandpa, especially for my grandpa. Like, my grandpa will roll away from his grave if he see this movie in heaven. Like, if he see this movie in heaven, he'll be like, oh my goodness, this is the main reason why I prefer a Western movie instead of this. Because who agrees that the Western movie, which is my grandpa's favorite movie, will always be better than this movie? Because this film is a huge insult to my grandpa. It was sad enough that my grandpa passed away back in 2018, but this film doesn't even help at all. My god. And of course, yeah, I do not have any positive I enjoyed about this movie. No, fake no. If I get one more positive about this movie, I would not show my duty. So no. Honestly, I would not show my face to John Wick fans community ever again if I enjoy this movie. Let's get so many things that this movie is messed up. The story and the concept of this movie is absolutely beyond disgusting. Like, nobody in the white hood want to see a movie about a 70-year-old man dating these college students. Like, this film is just made for pedophile. Like, this film is just made for 100% a pedophile. And of course, the character in this movie is absolutely beyond me. Like, why is Zac Efron doing in this movie? Like, he is Ted Wiggin from The Lorax. He is Fred Judd from Scoop. And of course, this is the same guy he was in of The Greatest Showman in a High School Musical. Like, what the fridge are you doing in this movie, Zac Efron? You know better than that. And of course, I'm thinking his birthday is coming up, actually. Yeah, his birthday is coming up. And don't even tell me I'll be using his pose on Duty Grandpa. I gotta say right now, I will be using his pose of The Lorax, The Greatest Showman, and Scoop. That's it. And of course, oh my god, I'll get to the worst character in a minute, which is Robert De Niro's character. My god. And of course, let's get a college student played by the same actress that she was literally in, is this the same girl that she was in? Oh yeah, she was in the movie called Mike and Dave Need a Wedding, which, that film was not good, but I gotta say this, I would've watched that instead of the freaking Duty Grandpa, I gotta say. Wait, this is the same woman that she was in Scott Pilgrim vs. the World. How on earth would go to that movie and now we go to you as a college student? Unbelievable. And I do, man, that's the only character I kind of give credit, but not the freaking ending. I'll get to the ending in a minute. And warning, it will be some inappropriate way to talk about the ending. My God, we're gonna get that in a moment. Think about not again. Yeah, I'm gonna keep on doing it because this film does deserve my appreciation. All right, who directed this movie? Oh, no wonder this film was a mess. See, because this movie is the same director who brought you one of the worst Home Alone movie is Home Sweet Home Alone. There was no movie that directed by him. I gotta say this right now, but he might be one of the worst filmmaker in Hollywood because his direction of this movie is absolutely beyond disgusting. But now let's get to the worst character in this movie. It has to be Robert De Niro. I ain't gonna say his real name because his real name is so freaking inappropriate and so freaking disgusting. Because this movie is not how you do a comedy raunchy movie. Honestly, I rather see a much better raunchy comedy movie like Deadpool, Ted, and even South Park, Bigger, Longer, Uncut. Like, who agrees that a South Park movie will always be a better raunchy comedy movie out there more than Pukey Grandpa. You know what? I'm gonna call it. You know what? No. Let's not do that. Honestly, yeah, I'm just gonna call it Dirty Grandpa because there's a huge thumbs down for this movie. Now let's get to the worst character in this movie. It has to be Robert De Niro as Kelly. Oh my God, what in the earth are you doing in this movie, dude? You are the same guy who brought you one of the greatest films that you ever did. You're in Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Heat, The Man, The Godfather Part 2, Casino, Meet the Parent trilogies, Raging Bull, the hilariously bad Shark Tale. I gotta say this right now. His performance in Shark Tale will always be a better performance for Robert De Niro more than his character in this movie. And yeah, sure, he was also bad in that movie, especially when he said, "Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Are you out of your mind?" Well, at least he has some good element about that movie, but him as Dirty Grandpa, frick that. And of course, he was in Cape Fear. I haven't heard about this movie. It's my first time hearing about that. And of course, he was in The Deer Hunter. He was in Joker. Not Joker 2. Joker 2 doesn't even count. He was in Killer of the Flower Moon. He was in oh God, he was in another Grandpa movie called The War with Grandpa. I would have watched that instead of Dirty Grandpa any day. And of course, he was in the Silver Living Playbook. He was in Amsterdam. He was in other film, etc. So, how on earth we go to Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, Heat, Casino, Meet the Parent trilogy, and how on earth we go to these movies, and now we go to him as a pervert grandpa that he liked to date these college students, and don't even tell me, and don't even tell me. I will explain about the joke because the joke was so bad, I will get myself demonetized. Because this movie feel like this film has belonged to the dark web more than releasing this movie in the actual release. Like, who in the right mind would release this movie in theaters? It was bad enough we got Round 1, 2, and Norman North. Yeah, I think this movie is beyond worse than Norman North. I gotta say it right now, but this movie make Norman North look like Deadpool comparison. That's how bad this movie is, and this movie is not freaking funny at all. And I refuse to talk about the joke about this movie because the joke was so bad, and I'll get myself demonetized. Oh yeah, I'm just gonna talk about the ending of this movie because I don't wanna talk about this movie anymore. Yeah, let's get to the ending of this movie. The ending of this movie is just furious me. My God, no wonder I just posted a picture of Woody and Buzz screaming at the ending because this screaming make me want to scream my A off when I'm going outside in the 90 degrees. So here we go. So here's the ending of this movie, and I just found it beyond disgusting. And I hope you screenshot it, guys, because this is getting ratio big time. So in the ending of the movie called Dirty Grandpa, Kaylee, aka Robert De Niro, and Aubrey Price is, my God, why in the you know what? I'm just gonna get to that in a moment. So these two got married and have a big born baby boy doing a film event. So here's the age gap. The grandfather was 72 years old, and the college student, she was in her 20s. this is making me want to scream, just like Buzz Lightyear was almost got hit by a car from the first Toy Story movie. So overall, guys, Dirty Grandpa, this might be one of the worst comedy movie I have ever seen. And more I think about this movie, I might put this film as my worst movie I ever seen in my life. Yup, even worse than Heckin' Back, Blank Gore, World of War 2025, and the freaking last Airbender movie that came out back in 16 years ago. So yeah, and this might be one of the worst movie of 2016. Yup, even worse than freaking Norman North. And once again, this movie make Norman North look like masterpiece over this. If you have not seen this movie, I recommend you stay the frick away from this movie because this movie make Grandpa look terrible. So I'm gonna give Dirty Grandpa. What rating should I give this movie? Oh, I know, it's nothing. I give this movie freaking nothing. And not even the smarty pants garbage is going to give this film justice. No, this film deserves nothing. This is honestly one of the worst movies I ever seen. Yup, even worse than Heckin' Back and Blank Gores. And don't even dare me, I will be talking about this movie on my buddy episodes. No, flick this movie, and Robert De Niro and Zac Efron, don't you ever do this again. And the director who made this movie, you better be ashamed of yourself. Nobody in the white hood want to see a movie about a 70-year-old man dating these college students. That would be like making a movie called Dirty Grandma when you have the actress of Bo Peep, and of course you have so Zac Efron is 38. So yeah, that would be like making a movie called Dirty Grandma, which is a sequel to Dirty Grandpa. But instead of having Robert De Niro, you're gonna have Anna Paquin, the actress of Bo Peep, and Kristen Bell, which is the actress of Anna for Frozen. You better freaking not do the sequel for this movie, or else I'm just gonna watch myself in this humanity. So yeah, flick this movie and Lionsgate, do better, and don't you ever do these nonsense ever again. So Dirty Grandpa, go flick yourself. And you are the worst movie I ever seen in my life. So this movie can go fix itself or I go. Anyway, folks, that was my biggest rant. One of the worst movie I ever seen. Yup, even worse than Blank Gores and Heckin' Back, which not than Dirty Grandpa. And I don't want to say what you think of this movie, which I don't. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that you don't care about this movie. You don't care less about this movie, which let's have that actually. So anyway, so I am noted with my next Lionsgate review, like maybe my review of La La Land. And you know what? My next review is La La Land. Yup, we're gonna get the positive for once. And maybe next week, stay tuned for my Spider-Man review leading up to Spider-Man Bring Your Day. And no, Across the Spider-Verse doesn't even count in my era because apparently I did a review of that movie for Sony month. So the only Spider-Verse animated film I should review is Into the Spider-Verse because I haven't review Into the Spider-Verse yet actually at this point. So stay tuned for my review of the Spider-Man movie leading up to Spider-Man Bring Your Day, which I will be seeing that movie on the opening day. And on August, I ain't gonna see any film until on September because I will be seeing the Call re-release and of course Forgotten Island because I really want to check out Forgotten Island. Like what else movie that you want me to watch on this August? Ice Cream Man? Yuck. Paw Patrol the movie? Nah. I'm good. I'm not watching the Dino movie. No, fuck no. And of course, you want me to watch a Warner Brothers version of Jurassic Park? Even I'm excited for that movie, but to be honest, that is not my type of film I'll be seeing in theaters. And of course, and yeah. I already know I got Kelly versus acne, but I don't necessarily watch Looney Tunes movies in theaters. I already know I sound like David Zazel, which, to be honest, I don't necessarily watch Looney Tune content in theaters. So I'm just gonna stick with that. So don't worry, I'll definitely watch of the day that the Earth blew up for the very first time, leading up to Kelly versus acne. So stay tuned for that actually at this point. So my profile for next month, it will be like Toy Story 5 because I have no other film to be seen in theaters until September. So I will be taking a break, seeing the movie in theaters because I'm not paying my money to go see the Ice Cream Man. Which that movie can go fix himself if I can. Anyway, guys, so I am so glad I got this movie out of my misery. Which, we're gonna forget about this movie. And after this video uploaded, I'm just gonna forget this movie even exists. Right? I'm gonna forget these movies ever exist, because I'm gonna stick with Robert De Niro's comedy movie. Why? No. Honestly, I'm just gonna stick with Taxi Driver, Goodfellas, and Heat and Casino. At least these movies. And yeah, sure, these movies looks boring for people in my age. Like, at least this movie is way more entertaining, because at least his performance, yeah, at least his performance is really pretty good, actually. In his upcoming film called Meet the Parent 4, so let's hope Meet the Parent 4 would not be as bad than the other Meet the Parent, which is Meet the Parent 3, which that film is absolutely garbage. Like, not as garbage as much as Dirty Grandpa. And for Zac Efron, I highly recommend you stick with other film. Like, just stick with Neighbors. Like, Neighbors is a much better comedy movie. Like, I cannot believe he went to Neighbors and Dirty Grandpa. And of course, he was in High School Musical, not the freaking third movie. The third movie doesn't even count. And of course, he was in 17 Again, which that movie is underrated gem. And of course, he was in The Greatest Showman, which is a huge underrated gem. And of course, he was in that one musical comedy movie back in 2007, which is the other one right now. And of course, he was in The Lucky One, which that film is freaking bored the heck out of me, so I ain't gonna even bother rewatching that movie. And of course, he was in We Are Your Friend. He was in The Awkward Moment. And of course, he was in that underrated gem called The Lorax. Who agreed that The Lorax, as Ted Reagan, will always be better than his character in this movie? So there were a much better movie starring Zac Efron and Robert De Niro. A lot more than seeing these two going to Patrona Beach and dating these college students. I might give Zac Efron this. At least he's not acting like Robert De Niro's character, because he was trying his best to marry his Beyonce, but his grandpa, no, he does not let his Jason guy to date. Instead, Kelly wanted to date these college students. You know what? Fuck this movie, I'm done. Anyway, folks, so this is NH Studio Lounge it off, and yet it goes. And you gentlemen, ladies, have a great to the infinity and beyond. And stay tuned for my video called The Catch-Up Episodes, based on The Kings of Queen, but this time featuring Woody and Buzz, which is iconic duo of Toy Story. And this is it. Now, goodbye. And Lionsgate, don't you ever do that again, and do better.
It's a Dirty Grandpa.
Oh my god! This fucking disgrace! This fucking abomination! It's Dirty Grandpa! My most hated film of 2016!
There's a scene in this movie where Zac Efron, who plays Jason in the movie.
Oh my god!
And you know what?
Oh my god, this fucking scene. I prefer you not say it, because it'll get my stream age restricted. Fuck this movie!
Oh dear god, I have to talk about this movie again. Dirty Grandpa.
Oh my! He's a dirty freaking grandpa! Oh no!
Dirty Grandpa.
No.
I heard it was bad.
I hate this fucking movie!
There was a scene in the movie where Robert De Niro's character does karaoke to It Was a Good Day by Ice Cube, and words on it. Like, oh my
God.
Where Zac Efron's character, Jason Kelly, walks into Dick Kelly's house, and guess what? He catches him doing you know what.
Oh my god! Bro!
What the hell?
Okay,
What the hell?
but that's not even the worst part. That's not even the worst scene in the movie.
Okay,
The worst scene is coming up. Oh my god. There's a scene where Zac Efron's character actually wakes up at the beach, completely nude, with the stuffed animal covering his crotch.
Oh my god!
What happens next is so
What the
disturbing.
hell?
I don't even want to.
Oh god!
What happens next is even worse, and it's so bad that I don't even want to explain it.
What?
Good.
What about the
What
scene where
happens
Robert
next
De Niro's
is even
character
worse.
does karaoke?
And it's so bad I don't even want to explain it.
Man,
Because if I explain it, I'm afraid that I might have some people cut ties with me.
But yet, Robert De Niro and his new wife have a baby at the end. You think it's Zac Efron, his new wife, but no, it's actually his grandpa's baby. He's too old to have a baby. He shouldn't even have a baby. Like, really? Really, his character might, no offense, but he might even be dead before he actually, his son grows up.
Forget this movie. I freaking hate this movie. I don't want to talk about this dang movie anymore. I'm gonna give it a big freaking F, and this is one of the biggest Fs I think I'm ever gonna give in my entire life, because Dirty Grandpa is one of the worst pieces of crap I've ever seen.
Overall, guys, Dirty Grandpa is atrocious. It's horrible. It's despisable. It's literally things you don't want in a comedy. I've been told this is the worst comedy of the decade. I can't quite go there because I have seen much worse than this, like Movie 43, Hot Pursuit. Oh yeah, Paul Blart 2. How can I forget about Paul Blart 2? I think that Paul Blart 2 is much worse than this. But that does not change the fact that Dirty Grandpa is a crime when it comes to comedy films. I'm gonna give Dirty Grandpa a 0.5 out of 5. Guys, do not see this movie. It's a waste of time and money. Don't do the dumb thing I did last night.